No
Just
problem.
give us a moment. Manoj sir?
1 minute, sir.
Okay. Okay. Intimate us, huh? Once you start.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes, sir, you can.
So, good morning. All are welcome. Today is the fifth day of Urja event. The event Urja organized by the Faculty of Commerce. Every day we have technical sessions on different topics. Today there is a technical session on financial literacy. Today we have with us Aditi Chitkar, Madam. She is a financial education counselor working with ICICI Foundation for the last 4 years. She has trained more than 10,000 students on financial literacy. She has an overall experience of working in different banks for almost more than 20 years. I welcome you, madam, on behalf of the college. Now I request you to deliver your speech on today's topic. Over to you, madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful introduction. Yes, today's topic is on financial literacy. This is basically a life skill that we are going to be learning today. So what are we going to do is I am going to take you through a journey of a financial plan, or I would take you to a journey where you will understand how to manage your finances. So the main objective of this session would be to give you financial literacy, to explain to you how and what all is available with the banks, and also the importance of savings. So these are the two major objectives of the session today. It would be a 1 hour session, students. I would request you to keep your pen, pencil, your notebooks ready, so that if you want, you can even note down important points, because today probably you might feel that ये तो मुझे मालूम है, या I am already aware of this. There are many things in the life that we are aware of, but until and unless we don't take action on that things are of no use to us. So that is the reason why I want you to make a note of it and ensure that you take action on whatever we are speaking today. Before I start the session, I would also want to tell you that you all are very lucky. Your college has taken such an initiative of calling me and sharing the journey that even I have gone through in my life, sharing things with already, wherein before even you have started earning, you know what to do with your money. Had this been 20 years ago, अगर मुझे ये training मिला होता, तो probably life would have been a different would have been in a different situation today. But for you all are very lucky. You all have social media. You all have teachers like your teachers who have all organized this session with me today. So take advantage of it and stay tuned until you understand the basics of financial planning. Okay. Now, the reason why financial literacy or financial inclusion came into being, it way back in 2014, when the government realized that only 45% of people in India had formal savings bank account. Imagine 55% people did not have a savings account only. So wahan pe what was happening, everything, the money was only being kept in their houses, or the money was used locally. Hard cash was used, and which is why there was a lot of other things which were happening with money back. Secondly, when we also did a survey, we realized that only 10% people had life insurance, which is such a crucial thing today. Each and every one should understand the importance of life insurance, and they should go ahead and take an insurance policy for themselves. We will talk about this in length when I'm discussing life insurance policies with you all. And there is 0.6% people aware about non-life insurance policies, like your motorcycle or your car. These come into non-life insurance policies. which is why what was happening is all these money. See, major part of our India, we all know that there are people with middle class and lower middle class people available in India. और उन्हीं के पास बचत खाता नहीं था, उन्हीं के पास savings account wasn't available. They weren't aware about the importance of savings, which is why the money segregation was not happening properly and the economy was also suffering in large. यहाँ से financial inclusion का निर्माण हुआ. Okay, so the topics that we are going to be discussing today is savings, remittance, credit, investment, and insurance. I'm going to be giving you an overview of this topic, students, and I want you to do a homework of getting detailed into these topics that I'm teaching you all today. So, savings. सबसे पहले, let us talk about savings. How savings is important in life, in our life, and why it is important. So, before we go ahead, you all know that आज last 2 years say we all are going through this pandemic situation, and this is nothing but an emergency situations in our life. Okay, so people who have saved for their emergencies in their life, they are at a better path. People who had lot of money but had kept invested their money in certain things wherein they could not withdraw the money, but they ran short of hard cash. तो ये सारी situation आई because they did not prepare themselves for emergency fund. What is future need? We everyone have a life cycle. You, me, आज you all are students. Tomorrow you all will start working. After that you will plan your family. You will have your kids' education, their future education, then their marriage, then your retirement. Everyone follows this life cycle, provided one decides that I don't want to get married. But if you decide you don't want to get married, you will have to probably make more provision of money for your retirement. Okay, so this is why for future need we need money, and for large expenses also. When you go ahead in your life, when you reach at a certain stage, you would probably want to buy a house, you would want to buy a car for yourself, you would want to go for further education. So in सारे बड़े expenses के लिए भी you will need savings. So I am sure every one of you all today is aware that why do we need savings and what do we do if we need savings, how do we go about it. Now let's understand the tips of savings. First, very important thing, budgeting is an important tool. Now what is budgeting? Let us understand. But budgeting is nothing but segregating your income and your expenses in the right way. Say for example, let's take an example over here. Say for example, my family income is 10,000 rupees. Okay, I'm just taking a bare minimum amount. My family income is 10,000 rupees today. आज सब लोग मिलके मेरे family में 10,000 रुपया कमाते हैं. So this 10,000 has to be segregated in such a way that maximum people get the advantage of it. अब how do I go about it? Income में से जो 10,000 रुपए है my income, what ideally I should be doing is I should be using the 50-30-20 rule. 50-30-20 rule means 50% of my income will go towards my needs, 30% of my income will go towards my wants, and the next 20%, the rest of 20% should go towards my future needs, which is my savings. Okay, so this is the rule ideally you should follow with your income. Whatever is your income, this is the rule that ideally you should follow. However, if you are a student and if you do not have to manage household expenses, need मतलब क्या? रोटी कपड़ा मकान जिसके लिए मुझे जिसके बिना मैं नहीं जी सकती हूँ. So if at all you are a student and if you have your family who's already taking care of your needs, you should ideally shift the formula from 50-30-20 to 20-30-50. That means 20% you will give to your parents, 30% you will use for your particular wishes. Wishes मतलब मेरी इच्छाएं. आज मुझे दाल चावल के साथ आइसक्रीम खाने का इच्छा हुआ, so that's called my इच्छा. I want to buy a mobile phone. I want to go shopping. I want to watch a movie. These are my wishes. So I can use 30% of my income in my wishes. And the rest 20% is savings. But if you are a student, ideally it should be 50%. Okay. This is how we segregate our income. Now, how you can do this is very important. Start writing down your everyday expenses, student. Yes, you might think it is very kiddish, or you might feel that isse kya hoga. But trust me on this, if you start writing down your expenses every day, at the month end, you will realize where are you spending the maximum amount. And if you have a, if you can curtail these expenses and make them little less, you will be able to increase your savings. Only two things will happen by doing this activity, student. एक ये हो जाएगा कि आपको समझेगा कि भाई मेरा एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा हो रहा है, सो आई शुड कर्टेल इट. दूसरा क्या होगा, एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा नहीं है, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, बट माई इनकम माइट बी लो. In that situation, what you'll have to do is you will have to probably search for additional or extra income to earn more money so that you can take care of your basic needs as well as your saving. ये दोनों ही चीज आपके साथ हो सकती है when you start doing this activity. Okay, now once you realize that okay fine, I'm able to save, how will you save that money and where will you save that money? If you are you all accessible to chat? You can start writing in the chat box also, so that it becomes an interactive session for our student. Okay, now first basic criteria is you should have a bank account. You can open a bank account in any of the bank you wish to. Nowadays you can also open online account. The process to open online account is very user friendly. All you need is your KYC, which is your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, your photo identity is all you need. These are the basic requirements to open a savings account. Now, let us understand that each bank, every bank has two major savings accounts. One is a regular savings account and one is a zero balance savings account. When you go for a regular savings account, different banks would have a different minimum balance requirement. Say, for example, ICICI Bank may have a minimum balance requirement of 5,000 rupees. SBI may have a minimum requirement of 1,000 rupees. So depending from bank to bank, you will have a minimum balance requirement which you will have to fulfill if you open a regular savings account. Now, if you are starting your journey and if you do not want to keep this regular savings account or maintain a balance, you can go ahead with a zero balance savings account also. Zero balance is also called as a basic saving bank account. Now, in this account, there are certain limitations. You cannot visit the branch very often, or you can visit the branch only 4 times in a month, or your account deposit should not extend more than 1 lakh rupees. You cannot withdraw at a time more than 50,000 rupees. Ye sare limitations can come when you open a zero balance savings account. Now, way back in 2014, when it was realized that people were not having savings account, our government launched a scheme which was Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana account. Through this account, today also you can open this account if you wish to. Through this account, there are three major facilities that you get. One is you get a zero balance savings account. The second is you get a RuPay debit card with an accidental insurance cover of 2 lakh rupees. Now, when I talked about insurance, I'll tell you what is the meaning of accidental insurance cover. Okay. And the third thing that you get is you get an overdraft facility up to 10,000 rupees after your account is 6 months old. So ये सारी facilities आपको मिल जाती है in a प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना account. प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना account can be opened in any nationalized bank, any branches. However, for private banks like ICICI, Yes Bank, DCB Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, ये सारी banks में there are specific branches only where you can open Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana account. Okay. So far, I hope I am audible and I'm clear. Can somebody just tell me a yes so that I know that I'm audible to everyone?
Yes, madam.
Thank you so much. So, savings account we have opened. Now comes remittances. What is the meaning of remittance? Remittance is nothing but whatever money I have put in my savings account, how do I use that money? So there are two channels. The two major channels of remittances is, the first one is you can withdraw your money from the ATM. You can go to the branch and do the transaction. There are bank mitras available at the village areas where there are no ATM and branches. बहुत सारे rural जगहों पे हमारे ATM और branches नहीं रहते. So what we do is we provide them with bank mitras. Bank mitras are basically officers like you and me who would go visit house to house and do the transactions. So they are called bank mitra. And the last one is point of sale. Point of sale is nothing but you do your card swiping in a mall or in a shop, or you do online shopping. That's called point of sales. Okay. Now the second remittance channel is nothing but your mobile wallets, your internet banking, your mobile banking, and the different modes of transfers that we use. So internet banking में क्या होता है? Your bank, you visit your bank website, you go to your personal, you enter your user ID and your password, and you enter your account and do the transaction. That's called internet banking. Mobile banking में you can download the app of a particular bank, and then you can use your account using that app. So that's called mobile banking. Different wallets we have available, okay, through which we do funds transfer. Now, when you are doing funds transfer, there are 3-4 options that you can use. The first option is NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, and UPI. Now, these are the different modes of transfer that we use. Now, when you are using, say for example, you use NEFT. NEFT is whenever you want to do transfers to your, say for example, there is a boy named Raju and he wants to transfer money to his friend named Ashish. So Raju can select the option NEFT and do the funds transfer. Okay. While he is using NEFT facility, he can use this facility 24/7. However, the transfer can take from 30 minutes to 2 hours to get credit into the beneficiary's account. That's called NEFT. RTGS happens on real-time basis. However, RTGS is basically used for business people or for transactions which are more than 2 lakh rupees. Okay. IMPS is immediate payment. Raju wants to give money to Ashish, and Ashish is standing at some place where he has to do an immediate payment. So he wants Raju to do an immediate payment to him, transfer to him. In that case, Raju can use an immediate payment IMPS facility, and he can select that option and use that facility. However, IMPS, there are certain nominal charges which Raju will have to bear, which can start from 2 rupees to 5 rupees depending from bank to bank. Okay. Then there is UPI. UPI ID, we all know, you do not need a bank account when you have a UPI number where you want to transfer the money. So you can also use the facility of UPI and do the transfers. So this is how the entire transfer systems work. Now, I explained to you how UPI, IMPS, NEFT, and RTGS works. This is, I have saved my money, I have put my money in the savings account, and how do I use from the savings account that I have put my money. Next comes investment. Remember, I gave you an example of 10,000 rupees as my income, out of which 2,000 is what I have asked you to save. How do we go about saving this money is what is very important. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, now investment, there are a lot of investments available in the market. We have to, before we start our investment, there are 4 pillars that you should understand, student, to make your life and to plan your finances. Okay. One is you should always create your emergency fund so that, God forbid, if any unforeseen situation happens at your place, you have sufficient money to take care of your house for at least 6 months. That is called emergency fund. The second that we want, the second pillar or pillar that we should remember while you do financial planning is your pension, your retirement. Yes, I am telling you about your retirement before even you have started working. The reason being, जो आवाज से आज मैं आपके साथ बात कर रही हूँ, in the next 20 years probably I may not be able to, because with your age your health also deteriorates and you need money for that. So start preparing for your pension plan. This is the second pillar that I want you to take care of. The third one is your insurance, your life insurance. The moment you start working, your responsibility towards your family increases. And to take care of your responsibility, even if you are not there in this life, you should take a life insurance policy. And the fourth one is your health insurance. Very, very important, students. Okay. Now, let's see what are the investment options available with us. I'm sure you all know many options, and nowadays, whenever I check with the students about the investment option, the maximum options that I get is mutual funds, share market. This is what I hear from the students. It is a good option, a very, very good option. However, you have to be very, very knowledgeable to understand how it works. Just because my friend is doing, I shouldn't get into it knowingly, unknowingly, into this share market or mutual fund if I'm not aware of it completely. So I would want you to be very, uh, very, careful before you invest into mutual fund and share market. Very good option. However, we have to first take care of our four pillars that I was talking about. Now, how do we do investment? You all know that we need savings. You need that discipline, students. You say आज मैंने invest किया, कल मुझे पैसा double चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता. I put my money today and I put it irregularly. मैं discipline के साथ उसे नहीं करता, then it will not work for you. Investments planning or your financial planning, the first and foremost thing required is discipline. Today I may give you this lecture, I may tell you where all you can invest. However, if you don't follow the discipline, probably you may not be able to multiply your wealth, create your wealth in the right way. So discipline is one thing which is very, very important, which is why I told you to make note of your expenses and income, and told you to form a habit and get into that discipline of savings. Okay. Now, before you do your planning, you should also understand, you should segregate your goals in short term, medium term, long term, and accordingly you should invest. So that's how we do our investment. Also, 5 very, very important things that you should remember: risk, return, tax, tenure, and liquidity. ये पांचों चीजों को ध्यान में रखते हुए ही हमें हमारा पैसा निवेश करना है. Risk, how risky is my instrument where I'm putting my money? Return कितना मिलेगा? How much will I get in return? Whether it will help me to save my tax, whether the tenure is right enough, the goal that I have, उस goal के according में मैंने tenure रखा है क्या मेरे investment का, and liquidity. What is liquidity? How soon can I encash the money that I have put in a particular instrument? It's called liquidity. I talked about 4 pillars. The first pillar is emergency fund. So emergency fund ka paisa, ideally where you should be saving? You should be saving this money in your recurring deposit or your fixed deposit or your liquid funds. Why? The motive here is not to earn higher return. The motive here is to get your money whenever there is an emergency on immediate basis. So that's why fixed deposit, recurring deposit is a good option where you can invest your money and you can withdraw it if you get into an emergency. One important thing here you can remember is savings account mein if the interest is 3.5 to 4%, fixed deposit and recurring deposit will always give you more than savings account. So it could be ideally 5 or 6 or 7 depending from time to time. The rate of interest keeps changing. Okay, so that's recurring deposit and fixed deposit. Now comes pension plan. Pension plan mein kya hota hai? I am preparing for my pension, my retirement. There is a very nice pension yojana which we all should be aware of, which is known as Atal Pension Yojana. This is backed by the government. There is another scheme which is National Pension Scheme. You should be aware of these 2 particular yojanas. Okay, if you are between 18 to 40 years, you can invest your money. You can do a monthly contribution in this particular scheme, and then at your retirement you will start earning a pension that you decide upon. Atal Pension Yojana has 5 different pension plans, 5 different pensions that you can opt for. One is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000. Now, say for example, your age is 18 years or 20 years today, and you decide that I want a pension of at least 5,000 every month when I retire. So for your age, if you are 18 to 20 years today, you should ideally be investing 210 rupees every month to get a pension of 5,000 rupees at the age of retirement, which is 60 years. Okay. I hope this table is fair enough and gives you a nice idea of how to probably, give me a moment. Okay. Now, the other thing is, this is Atal Pension Yojana. All right. Now, the next thing that we understand is, इस योजना को कैसे open किया जाए? You can visit any of the nearest bank branches and you can open this yojana. Okay. You don't have to, you cannot do it online as of now. You can visit any of the bank branches and do it. And while you open this yojana, one moment, please. Just a moment, student. Okay, so this is how it works. Now, when you're doing this, when you open this yojana, for the next 40 years, if you are 18 years of age, for the next 42 years, you will have to keep investing the same amount, 210 rupees, if you opt for 5,000 rupees. In case you opt for 1,000 rupees, you just have to pay 42 rupees in a month. So I would suggest the moment you become 18 years, take help of your parents, even if you are not working, start with this yojana. Once you start with it, you can also open national pension scheme once you upgrade yourself, because ye yojana as of now abhi tak sirf 5,000 tak simit hai. If you want more pension to be earned, more pension to be given when you are 60 years, you can go in for national pension scheme also. That's also very nice pension plan. Ye ho gaya. We are making our retirement planning. We have done our emergency fund planning. So for what you can ideally do is, with the example that I had taken, the 10,000 example that I had taken, what you could do is 10,000 में से 500 I can ideally invest into recurring deposit or a fixed deposit. Recurring deposit में every month that 500 rupees will be deducted from my account. After a particular time, I get my interest and my capital. Second is, I do a pension plan. I open a pension plan. I start investing 210 rupees, or depending from age to age. If you look at the table, there are different age criteria, and according to your age, you have to pay the premium, pay the monthly contribution. Okay. Atal Pension Yojana ho gaya. So 500 plus 210 becomes 710 rupees. Now comes your public provident fund. Why I am giving you these options right now, apart from your mutual fund and share trading, is because never put all your money in mutual funds and share trading. You should keep something for your safety also, so that God forbid, if there are any losses that happens in mutual funds or share trading, you still have little money or another money left for your particular basic requirement. A PPF is also a very nice option. इसमें सबसे अच्छी बात क्या है? You can start with 500 rupees and you can invest in multiples of 50. In the full year, next full year, you can invest in the multiple of 50. Maximum you can invest up to 1,50,000. Here, the returns are fully exempted from tax. So this becomes a very, very useful instrument if you're planning to save your tax. Okay. Another very good thing about this plan is that it is a 15-year-old maturity plan. So 15 सालों तक you are not going to be using this money. So you will have a good lump sum for a goal which is going to be coming after 15 years in your life. Probably for you all, after 15 years, it could be your child's education or your further education, or you would want to buy a house. ये आपके लाइफ स्टेज में 15 सालों के बाद आ सकता है, तो उसकी तैयारी आप पीपीएफ में पैसा डाल के भी कर सकते हो. Right now, as of now, 7.1% is the rate of interest which has been declared by the government. Government of India declares this interest every quarter. So this is declared every quarter for you to understand what is the quarterly interest rate, what is the rate of interest going on in this particular public provident fund account. Okay. You are still given an option of withdrawal after 5 years. You are also given an option to take a loan. Okay. If you do not want to withdraw your money, you can take a loan on the amount which you have only invested. You can do that as well. Okay. पब्लिक प्रोविडेंट फंड हो गया. म्यूचुअल फंड, आई एम श्योर म्यूचुअल फंड आजकल इतने सारे यूट्यूब वीडियो आए हैं, इतना सारा अवेयरनेस हुआ है. यू ऑल नो व्हाट इज म्यूचुअल फंड, व्हाट इज शेयर मार्केट. हाउएवर, जस्ट अ क्विक जिस्ट ऑन इट. Share market is nothing but you are buying shares of a particular company online by your own. That's called share trading. Okay. Mutual fund is, there is a fund manager who is buying shares only, but on your behalf. So that is a mutual fund. That is the difference between a mutual fund and a share trading. You can open your own online share trading account. You can do your online share trading. You can do a buying and selling of shares of any companies that you are aware of. However, if you're not aware about the market and you still want to invest in market, you can take help of a mutual fund company and you can invest your money there. You can also start systematic investment plan option wherein every month you are investing 500 into mutual funds. Now, which mutual funds to buy? You can buy mutual fund basis your goals. What goal do I have? कितने समय के तक मुझे वो निवेश कर पाऊंगी, कितने समय तक के बाद मुझे ये पैसा चाहिए रहेगा. Basis that you can decide and you can invest in mutual funds, whichever is applicable, whichever you feel is comfortable. Also, if you still want, you can go ahead and take help of your particular bank where you are banking with. Okay, so that's how mutual funds work. Now, power of compounding. Power of compounding is called the eighth wonder of the world. Student, I want you all to get into detail of this. Check on videos related to power of compounding because this helps you to understand the time value of money. Okay, how it is important for you to invest at the right age to get the maximum benefit. If you see this example, say for example, a particular person investing at the age of 25 every month 1000 rupees for the next of 35 years, he is saving 420,000. However, at the age of 60, he is earning a corpus, or he is making a return of 22,79,000. If I take a rate of return at 8%, only 8% rate of return, I'm not taking more. Okay. However, if the same person decides at the age of 35, he has to invest 1,750. Imagine, he is investing 1,750 every month for that 4,20,000 rupees to be invested. In spite of investing 1750, he is still earning only 10,30,000 with the same rate of return that we are checking on the SIP option. So that is the reason why we ask you to start your financial journey as soon as you start working. Okay, थोड़ा पैसा बचा के आपको multiplier effect इतना मिलेगा that your money will multiply. And I'm sure power of compounding, you all, you, me, we, everyone have studied when we were in the 4th, 5th standard. Okay, जिसको बोलते हैं चक्रवृद्धि ब्याज, which is called interest on interest. It is nothing but interest on interest is what you get, and this multiplier effect is multiplier effect is also called the eighth wonder of the world. So please be very, very careful with your money. Whatever money you get, the right age for you to make your life or to spoil your life is between 18 to 30 years. Whatever decisions that you make in these 10, 12 years is what will decide your future, students. So please be very, very careful with whatever decisions that you make in your life. Okay. Now, credit, there are a lot of credits available: housing loan, business loan, education loan. Lot of loans are available with the banks. Okay, you also have something called as credit card. Credit card is also a kind of a loan which the bank offers you. Okay, so you have to understand which loan to take when. Very, very essential for you all to understand which loan is good for me and which loan I should avoid. Okay, there will be time when you would want to go for a outing and you would want to go buy a personal loan, but you have to think that if I take a personal loan, if I go out, what am I doing? Am I increasing the expenses on my budget, on my income? So these things you have to remember when you are taking a loan. While you take a loan, you should always remember that whether that loan is fetching you income. For example, if you take education loan, you are not only taking education loan and upgrading yourself, but with that upgradation, you are also going to be taking higher salaries. So that's a good loan. Housing loan, If I'm taking a housing loan to buy my first house, it's a very, very good loan. And I'm sure once in a lifetime, you should take a housing loan. That's a good option once in a lifetime. Okay. The third thing, you can take a business loan also. There are so many startup business loans which our government has launched. There are so many good business loans which are given to even startups so that they can grow. Okay. पहले ऐसा नहीं हुआ करता था, पहले existing business को ही लोन मिलता था, अभी ऐसा नहीं है. You are also eligible to go at loans for new businesses, for startup businesses. Okay. So please be very, very careful when you take a loan. Points to remember while you take a loan. When you take a loan, you have to ensure that whatever loan that you are taking should be utilized for that particular purpose only. Also, when you are taking a loan, you should use it for income generating purpose. Third thing, you have to repay that loan on time. In case if you don't repay that loan on time, what will happen? You will land up in a vicious cycle of paying lot of interest on that loan. Also, when you enter with a savings account relationship with a bank, savings account open karna is very easy. But understand, when you're opening a savings account, you are building a relationship with the bank. So banks will help you if you help the bank. Okay. If you keep your records clean and clear, you will keep getting loans from the bank. Okay. And it's very important to repay the loan what we are taking. Ideally, loan kitna lena chahiye? Whatever is my income, income का 30% जो है उतना ही मेरा EMI आए, इतना मुझे ideal loan लेना चाहिए. If my EMI exceeds 30% of my income, I may fall into the vicious cycle of taking loans on loans. So you should avoid doing that. You should ensure that you take minimum loan and you should repay it on time. If you don't repay it on time, there is somebody called as CIBIL who would do a cross check. There is a company named CIBIL, Credit Information Bureau of India Limited. This is a credit rating company. It maintains your record. It understands what your payment pattern is. It understands what your loan taking pattern is. Depending on that, there's a score which is generated. If the score is above 600, other banks will offer you good loans, and they would want you to be a part of their company, their bank. However, if your scores are lower than that, I'm sorry, the banks would say that I'm sorry, we cannot offer you another further loan. So you have to be very, very clear when you take loans and repay it on time. Okay. Now comes insurance. 2 more topics and I will be done for the day, sir. I hope I can take 10 more minutes of your time.
Yes, madam, you can.
Okay. Now insurance, students, very, very important. जब हम कोई responsibility, insurance is what? Insurance is basically I am taking a cover on myself. Today I'm earning a salary. I'm taking I'm also financially helping my family. Okay, so I have responsibilities that I cater to. Tomorrow, if I die, suddenly if I die, what will happen? My salary will stop, but my family responsibilities won't stop. So to take care of those responsibilities, I take a cover on myself, and that cover is called insurance. So life insurance and non-life insurance. Now, life insurance, if we talk about, when there was a survey, I told you in the beginning, only 2014, when the government realized that people are not having this basic thing, which is insurance, which is so much important. Government of India launched 2 important, very, very important life insurance policies. Please, you can take a screenshot of it if you want to, so that you remember. You can also tell your parents about it. There are 2 very good insurance policies that are launched by our government of India. One is Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and the other one is Suraksha Bima Yojana. I want you to enroll yourself for this particular policy because it is really a very good policy with very bare minimum contribution that you do. Now let's see how it works. Bima policy, Jeevan Jyoti policy. Jeevan Jyoti में क्या होता है? Say for example, you are between 18 to 50 years of age. You register for this particular policy. Let's take the example of Raju. Okay, the boy named Raju is taking this particular policy. He is registering himself. He is going visiting his particular bank branch. कैसे open करेगा? Bank branch में जाएगा, जहाँ पे भी वो banking करता है. He will tell the particular bank, I want this particular policy, और वो register करवाएगा. There would be a form that he will have to fill one time, and then he will register himself for the rest of his life. Once he fills the form, every year from his account, 330 rupees will be debited in the month of June first week. May, he will receive a message from the bank that we are going to be debiting your account with 330 rupees. Now, why this 330 rupees is debited? This 330 rupees is a contribution that Raju is making so that, God forbid, if something happens to him between 18 to 55 years of age, if he dies, in that circumstances, the government of India will give him 2 lakh rupees, his family. The government of India will give his family 2 lakh rupees. Now, how does this work? Say, for example, Raju took this policy, he registered himself, he visited the bank, registered himself. He did this, after which he started paying the 330 rupees every year. Say, for example, he was 52 years of age and he passes away. Uska death ho jata hai. In that situation, Raju ka jo nominee hai, jo warasdar hai, he or she has to visit the same branch from where this particular amount is getting debited. उस ब्रांच में जाके उसको राजू का डेथ सर्टिफिकेट सबमिट करना है. आफ्टर सबमिटिंग द डेथ सर्टिफिकेट, विद इन अ स्पैन ऑफ 1 month, 2 lakh rupees will be transferred into Raju's account. Okay, and then the nominee of Raju, who is the nominee of that particular bank account, can visit the branch or can withdraw the money, that 2 lakh rupees, from Raju's account. This is how the entire thing works. For Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima and for Suraksha Bima, you do not get a separate policy document. जैसे हम LIC ओपन करते हैं या बाकी कोई इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का इंश्योरेंस प्लान लेते हैं, तो हमें एक पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट मिलता है. ये दोनों भी पॉलिसीज में आपको कोई पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं मिलता. The only proof that you have these two policies is the statement of your bank account from which the amount is getting debited every year. Okay, इस तरह से जीवन ज्योति बीमा एंड सुरक्षा बीमा चलता है. Now, what is सुरक्षा बीमा? सुरक्षा बीमा में, God forbid, if Raju meets with an accident and Raju does not die, okay, however, his hands, his legs, कुछ ना कुछ वो handicap हो जाता है. In that situation, Government of India will help Raju with 1 or 2 lakh rupees depending on the injury that has happened. Same process, राजू के फैमिली मेंबर को हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन के सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेके विजिट करना रहता है बैंक में. बैंक विल फॉरवर्ड दैट पर्टिकुलर डॉक्यूमेंट्स टू गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अमाउंट सैंक्शन, दिस 1 to 2 lakh rupees will be credited in Raju's account. Now, for this, how much Raju has to pay? He just has to pay 12 rupees a year. पूरे साल का सिर्फ 12 रुपए. Students, you and me, we all visit our relatives' house when somebody passes away. We all cry when our relatives passes away. But do we help them financially? No. Ready to help you. I know with 1 or 2 lakh rupees, you may probably not be able to survive your whole life, but at least you can start. Okay, that is why we tell you to register yourself for these two particular policies, because these are the lowest monthly lowest contribution that you have to make, and the government gives you, the claim ratio is also approximately 99%. So इसीलिए we keep telling you about these two particular policy. इसमें सिर्फ 12 रुपए है और इसमें 330 रुपया है. For year, the eligibility is 18 to 50 years for जीवन ज्योति बीमा. For सुरक्षा बीमा, it is 18 to 70 years. अगर आप 70 years के भी हो तो भी आप ये पॉलिसी ले सकते हो. Now, you remember in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana account, I had told you 2 lakh accidental insurance cover. If you have a Jan Dhan Yojana account and a RuPay debit card, that 2 lakh accidental insurance cover is, say for example, through accident, if death happens, Government of India will give you 2 lakh rupees if you have a Jan Dhan Yojana account and if you have a RuPay debit card on that particular account. Okay, so this is how the insurance work. So 4 pillars, में से 3 pillars I've already explained to you, students. One is emergency fund, one is your retirement, and the third one is your insurance, life insurance. The fourth one, quickly, which is your health insurance. Health insurance is also very, very important. Okay, as soon as you start working, take a mediclaim policy. Health insurance मतलब you are buying a mediclaim policy. Mediclaim policy मतलब, God forbid, if मुझे कुछ होता है, I get hospitalized, मेरे hospital के bills वो particular company भरेगी जहां से मैंने health insurance लिया हुआ है. So that's called health insurance. Up to 30,000 rupees, health insurance is given free of cost to each and every citizen of India by the government. However, provided you do your treatment in any of the government hospitals. So this is the health insurance that has been given by the government of India. You can buy your personal health insurance policies also as soon as you start working. Okay. Awareness. The last topic of the day, student, awareness. Now with the COVID situation and otherwise also, with the technology advancing, you will have a lot of frauds happening. Okay, you will have a lot of new frauds cropping up in the market. Please be very, very careful. Banks will never call you for your account details. Bank will never call you for your OTP, PIN, passwords. So please do not share your OTP, PIN, passwords with anyone. Okay, be very, very alert when you are getting any calls and that call is pertaining to your finances. Anyone asking for your personal details, you should be immediately you should be aware that whether I should give my details or no. So be very, very careful. Do not share your PIN and password with anyone. Do not click on any of the links which are unknown to you. Okay, there are a lot of unknown links that you get nowadays which you click on, and you may land up sharing your data on those links. So do not do that. There are no free lunches, students. You do not get any free one moment. You do not get any free lunches. So there are no free what you call you nowadays. You get a lot of WhatsApp messages that Amazon is giving you this free, Flipkart is giving you this free. Please click on the link, share this link with your 10 friends and all that. Those are just to gather your data. So please don't do that. Be very, very careful. There are a lot of frauds happening. You should keep updating yourself by watching videos on what are the latest frauds. You should keep doing that. Also, one last important thing, keep upgrading yourself with lot of good newspapers which are available at the market. Do your financial planning on your own. Learn finances, get into the details of it, and manage your money properly. Okay, so now I end my session over here. If you have, let me just give you a summary of what all I have covered. I covered savings today. I explained to you the importance of saving, the budgeting I explained to you. Second thing I explained to you is the remittance channel, the way you can transfer and use your money. The third thing I explained to you was investments. How can you invest money? Where can you invest money? The fourth thing I explained to you was insurance, which is your life insurance. The fifth thing is health insurance. And the sixth thing is awareness. Okay. So I have tried to give you an overview of all the subject that we want to share with you all. I'm sure this is just a 0.01% sharing that I have done with you all. There is lots to know about your finances. There is lots to know about your money. So take care of your finances, stay safe, and be happy. Thank you so much. This is what all I had to tell you. Thank you so much, sir. I end my session. If students have any question, they can ask me.
Thank you very much, madam. This 0.01 is also important for us. Okay. Now I request Dr. Jigna Desai to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Aditi Chidkar, and all participants. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all. On behalf of the Commerce Department, Gokhale Education Society, Shri Bhau Saheb Vartak College of Commerce, I extend a warm welcome to the people in the gathering. I would like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed delegates of this session for their presence and contribution to this webinar, a great success. I extend my gratitude to the Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Aditi Chidkar, to take her time from her busy schedule and grace this event. Thank you, ma'am, for inspiring and encouraging us with your words on this day.
Thank you.
Special thanks. Yeah. A special thanks to our principal, ma'am, for providing immense support to make this session successful. I extend my gratitude to our principals, Dr. Auti sir and CA Rajesh Doshi sir, to organize this webinar. I must thank the organizing team, volunteers for working hard for the past few days to make this session successful. Thank you everyone once again for making it a great success. Thank you and have a great day. Sir.
1 minute, madam.